All righty, I guess here at 7 o'clock on the 8th of August, 2024, we hereby call to order this meeting of the Township Hall here in Bedford. Ask you all to please stand. Actually, first off, make sure on your cell phones, the ringers are turned off to make sure it's a nice, pleasant meeting. It's a pledge allegiance. All veterans can render the salute. And also put your hand to your heart, face the flag here to the side, and I pledge allegiance to the flag. The United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Please grab a seat. Next. This is a moment of reflection. This is time to just take a moment to yourself, say a little prayer. Just kind of bow your heads and.
Nobody forgive.
I know. We're taking a moment of reflection here, just a little silence, kind of get ourselves set up for the meeting tonight. I'm going to say a prayer and you can join in if you want to, but dear Lord in heaven, be with us here tonight. Watch over all of us in this congregation, this township, this fellowship, these friends and these people we have here in front of us. Give us peace of mind, give us clarity of thought. Let us be here to help one another and to do the best we can for our township in a forward-moving progress. Lord, let us have faith in each other, what we can do, and in our jobs, and with what could happen this tonight if we all work together. I think this opportunity what we have here tonight, and for the folks who are here to be respectful and take care of it. And I'm just so glad to be here. Lord, in your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All righty. Call.
Supervisor Penzel.
I'm here.
Clerk Baraco here. Treasurer Miller. Here. Trustee Meyer.
Yes, here.
Trustee Green.
It's
Here. Trustee Greenwood.
He's still like a ninja.
Trustee Hires and trustee Dingman are excused.
I think they have
So we have
COVID or something.
5 yes.
Yeah.
2 excused.
All right. So first on the old docket here, resolution 882453. It's the approval of the August 8th, 2024 consent agenda. Resolved by the Board of Trustees, the Charter Township of Bedford to approve the August 8th, 2024 agenda as follows. And is it on our board behind us here, Cody?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Vanna, next page. And there we are. Thank you, Vanna. And we get it. He doesn't. These are our meetings here. And so let's take a roll call to approve these minutes.
Motion.
We need a
Sorry,
motion.
the motion.
Motion.
Is there a second? Second. Excellent. Thank you. Is there any discussion on the agenda?
We did receive a treasurer's report. It's listed under here is not provided. We just received it. I just received it.
Thank you.
So if we can get clarification on that, I don't believe it's in the public packet, but the board doesn't have it.
Oh, got it. Thank you. All righty. So, like the not provided. All righty. Roll call.
Treasurer Miller. Yes. Clerk Baraco, yes. Trustee Meineke.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Supervisor Penzel.
Yes.
5 yes. Motion carried.
Excellent. So public comments on the agenda items only. Does anybody have any comments about the agenda items, please? Yes, ma'am. Would you give the microphone? Okay.
Just adjusting that.
Oh, I'm sorry. With the agenda items, anyone? Okay. Yeah, that was easy. Reports for the police and fire. Officer Rose.
I'm filling in for,
Would you care for the microphone?
no, I
You're
don't.
good? All right.
So tried my best at doing this here. I'm filling in for Officer LaValle, who's on vacation, bless her heart. Looks like there was 382 total calls for service in the Bedford area. There was 21 other person troubles. 10 PDC, so that's property damage crashes. I'm assuming that that has a lot to do with the deer population there. And then that's another I remember on here. There was 21 total traffic stops in that one. I don't know exactly like what she covers. I don't know, but that's,
Oh, no, she has a little dance up here for us.
yeah.
From last month, there was a report, there were some kids, going around, they've been slashing tires and doing some vandalism. Have those kids been apprehended?
I have not heard about that. I do see on here, there's been 8 calls for service regarding juvenile trouble.
Okay,
So I think we do have the kids mostly identified on who has been part of that.
excellent.
So, but I don't know where in fact the reports are or anything.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay,
Did a great job.
yeah, thank you.
For the fire. There we go. Captain Godey?
Yeah.
Captain Mike,
I'll try this way.
all right.
So I'm Captain Matt Doty, the chief are unavailable, so you get to hear me just for a few minutes. Another busy month of July. We had a total of 98 calls. 67 of them were rescue and medicals combined. Ironically, the 7 of those were accidents on M37 between Creekview and P Drive, mainly in front of the trailer park. So not sure why that's an issue there, but we've had a couple of good accidents there. And then right there at Creekview, people are coming on the curb, pull out of Creekview and I'm not exactly sure why, other than the speed might be a factor there, but one fire call. And then 12 hazardous conditions that could be tree down or wires down. And the last storms that we've had, those numbers can go up. So, and then we have good intent calls, and that could be maybe just a false alarm or a smoke detector activation or something of that nature. So for the year, we have done through the end of July, 597 calls. We say as of today, we're at 606. So yeah, we've been extremely busy. One of the most things, especially about our new reporting system, they talk about overlapping calls. So overlapping calls is the call that we have, and then another call comes up at the same time. So just for the month of July, we've had 17 of those. For the year, for the overlapping calls, we had 83. So we have multiple calls at the same time. So our business is really fair.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. So one of the best projects that we got going on right is smoke detector and CO detector installation. Currently, we have installed in 18 residents, 55 smoke detectors and 19 or 21 combination alarms. We're gonna play our first smoke alarm installation and CO installation. The different chief and I were at her house, and she had fire.
Oh, gosh.
So, I mean, we're the best kind of smoke alarms to have, smell that. Yeah, it ended up being an outlet that caught fire due to an overheated, or two portable air conditioner. So we were able to help facilitate getting electrical service out there, and take care of business there for her, and made her feel a lot more comfortable after we got the new smoke detectors installed. Now, the big call of July, the river rescue.
The kayakers.
We had 16 in the river. Was it Sunday? I believe it was a Sunday. We had 16. So we were successful getting everyone out. Did damage to piece of property, getting boats in and out, no good access, except if we were to go down to Jackson. So we had to put in where we could get our boats in at, and we got 16 kayakers out. Now, honestly, when the call came in, knowing that there's not any good areas to access them, we called mutual aid from the city of Battle Creek, and they brought 2 boats. We had our boat. We called for Ross Township and Galesburg Fire to come with their boats so they could come upriver as we go downriver. The biggest challenge we had was we had all the rain. River was flowing approximately 23 miles an hour. There's a lot of downed trees in the river, and you can't see the trees, and that's what. Other than maybe some alcohol issues with the kayakers,
You don't say.
we still had problems reversing the river as it was. And it's just because you can't see trees. Matter of fact, Battle Creek Fire with their big rescue boat, they had to turn around, go back, and get chainsaws so they could cut a path to get some agencies. So we had the dive team coming.
Yep.
We had Battle Creek Swiftwater Rescue. Is that you?
Love on the dive team, yes.
Yeah, okay. We had them coming and then, Battle Creek Fire Department Swiftwater Rescue Team was coming as well. And then what was the most valuable thing that we had at our disposal was the drones from the police department, because they were able to get this up quickly and they found all the people that we were looking for. So that's just absolutely huge for us. We had a big problem with communication because we were on 4 different frequencies between all the departments that were coming. So hopefully down the road next year, when the county rolls out the new radio system, that should alleviate a lot of that problem. But, so communication between everyone involved and trying to track as we were bringing people out was a little bit of an issue. So all in all, one got out, no one was hurt, other than the fact, the only injuries we had with a couple of our people one got pretty bad voice on TV.
But for the dive team, what I heard was that all the agencies were together almost seamlessly, and it was just a great joint effort.
Yeah,
And everyone was very happy as far as how they were together there, and they rescued all the kayakers, got them out, no injuries to the kayakers. It was a good day.
yeah, very good day. Yeah,
I think
So-
it was on fire, yeah.
challenging job. I didn't just go in the river. I've been charged, so I set off by myself in a corner. And it made somebody get in the vehicle with me so I could keep track of everything that was going on. But so with the implementation of the new radio system, that should take care of a lot of issues. And with the police department's help and getting those drones up as quickly as they did,
That's awesome.
and they were able to.
You see, river,
Yeah.
the folks were in the river, they called.
Yeah.
So they just spotted for it.
The day before, near County Park, and the Township capsized the rescue boat. So that's how dangerous the river is, when it was up and flowing like it was, and it was not their fault. During training, they say you hit a tree and you're headed sideways to shore, you're supposed to gun the motor. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but they hit a tree and their boat capsized, and they were able to retrieve it. The only damage was to a two-way radio, but that's how dangerous the river was at that time. So if you guys know of anyone that needs smoke detector that lives in the township or a CO alarm, we do have it on our webpage. You can request it through there and automatically it's a Google Doc. And then we got 2 of our lieutenants that are doing the most of the installs. So they'll usually do those on Mondays and Tuesdays. Or you can come to the township, give your name and number, or call Tara, and she will get you your name and number for us to make contact with you so we can get those installed. Any questions?
And we have good news about the Station 1 progress.
You got good news?
Good news. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is it true that kayakers had the life preservers, but they had deer coolers?
I can't get this. That's what people say.
It's a
One
beer
life
life preserver.
But there's a lot of things that floated down. Yeah, guys.
Okay.
But yes, I heard the same thing. But again, I never saw one of them because I was off trying to manage it. And but they did say there was a lot of beer coolers and no life jackets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Except for the beers. The beers are the floating koozies.
yeah, yeah. Any other questions for me?
Yeah, appreciate it. For legislative and the intergovernmental relations,
Crispy's here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I see you back there. Come on up. We have Commissioner Frisbee, yes.
If anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to. We didn't meet, last week because of the election and taking over of the commission chambers.
Right.
So not a lot has gone on. Our next meeting is next Thursday, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. All righty, next would be the superintendent report for the, sorry,
You want me to field that quick?
oh, no, that's not time for that yet. These are reports. Next is gonna be the superintendent report for the budget update.
No real budget update. There's a few things coming up. 2 weeks, got the first meeting with the road commission. We're starting to look at, projects for next year. So 2 weeks, I just got that set up today. I'll be meeting with them. Ellis Harmonia Water Project, it didn't score well on the first round. There's another way of scoring it, broken out too, so hopefully that'll come up better on that one. River Road is scheduled for completion mid to late October, is what the latest number was, so that's moving along pretty good.
September,
What's that?
September.
September?
Like better.
Seemed to I sent in today, said October, but September probably.
All right.
What else we got? So fire station project, we'll talk about that later. Good bunch of stuff. Follow our email, but
You've been busy.
those are kind of the main things.
Well, next actually is the website.
Website, so I've got training for that scheduled next week and then 2 weeks after that. Try to bring me up to speed so I can try to help Sarah work that along. That's, we've been a little swamped with elections and that sort of thing, so. Been trying to have a couple more eyes on it, get that thing live. And that feels super wonderful.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. And guys, don't forget, the back there, the cool of water, if you guys are thirsty at all, please get a bottle of water. Thanks for reminding me. It's a hot day, stay hydrated, good for you. So moving on to petitions and new business. We have resolution 882454. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to appoint Brittany Allen to the Parks and Recs Volunteer Committee. She volunteered for it, she wanted to do it, this makes it more official. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Support.
Excellent, thank you both. Discussion on Miss Brittany Allen?
Is Miss Brittany here? I believe so.
Then I guess discussion at all? For sure, a great job in this, it's an important job, so roll call, please.
Treasurer Miller,
Yes.
trustee Meineke,
Yes.
trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
supervisor Penville,
Yes.
clerk Baraco, yes. 5 yes, motion carried.
Woo-hoo. All righty, moving right along here. Resolution 882455. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to adopt ordinance 882455. As read in the official record of the regular board meeting held on July 11th, 2024, amending the penalty provision of ordinance 89739 to read a person who violates any provision of this ordinance is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by imprisonment for not more than 90 days or a fine of up to $500 or both, end quote. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Perfect, thank you. Discussion.
I would like to clarify, just so people are not confused, this originally was addressing noise. Specifically, noise pertaining to zoning as opposed to noise overall in the township. So we have noise addressed in the zoning ordinance, but we also have to address it township wide. The disorderly conduct ordinance is, mostly illegal activities. And the majority of the activities within that ordinance happen on the weekends, like people having loud and boisterous parties, that kind of thing. So it wouldn't be pertinent for Cody or Mr. Wolfersberger to go and do that. And if you take it out from a municipal civil infraction and move it over to a misdemeanor, it takes it out of the township's hands. And then they can call the police if there's an issue. So that's why we moved to change that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Court.
Any question? Is that not too much fall on noise?
I'm sorry.
Well. As far as,
I would not know, so if someone were to make a complaint of a noise.
Just have a family get together, family reunion or whatever,
This is
and you got
I'm sorry.
music playing every time.
But, sorry, I know it's a,
Who's asking, is that a judgment call? Who's bringing the show up?
right. During public comment time, we can address that. Right now, I know this is not like a back and forth time. It's part of the political side here.
Okay.
I can't do the back and forth right now. I do apologize. That was my fault for starting that up. During public comment time, please bring it up again. And we try to have the police officer address that a bit more as well. Okay, thank you. With no discussion on this, with this there,
Is this make it exceptionally clear that it's for zoning only?
It's not for zoning, that's the whole point. The noise addressed in zoning is within the zoning ordinance. This is township wide.
So it could be like in here for meetings too?
Yes,
Okay.
it
So
can be for any area. of the
I would,
township.
yeah, I would want to refrain from giving this board more power, right now, without any First Amendment training and all that.
doesn't the board power.
It doesn't give the board more power at all.
Well, it gives, the board gives the
If you
police
can
more
pull up,
power.
Mr. McCarty, can you pull up, please, the disorderly conduct ordinance number 618?
Yep.
So address the areas specifically that are the standards under that ordinance, which would be township wide. I'm sorry to put you on the
Nope,
spot.
you're good. I actually came semi-prepared, so I figured there'd be questions about shooting, what we get most of it as. So I had actually reached out last month to the sheriff to get full clarification on that as well. So yeah, it handles everything from assault batteries, harassing or obscene telephone calls, discharge of a firearm, indecent exposure, public intoxication, disorderly conduct, and decent conduct, fighting in public, disorderly by loud, boisterous, or vulgar conduct, permit disorderly house, collecting crowds, jostling, crowding of persons, obstructing the passage of public, obstructing traffic, window peeping, prowling, begging, urinating or defecating in public, spitting in public, or fireworks. Unauthorized ticket sales, prostitution, illegal business or occupation, frequent disorderly activities, soliciting, walking, transport for illegal purpose, permitting illegal gaming. So a lot of just little police power things that I, probably am not going out at 3 a.m. on a Saturday if someone calls me.
That would
at
not be
12:30.
handled by a zoning official. Just the point.
So if I understand this correctly here, what this amendment is doing, because right now this is going on, it's a township problem and they cannot call the police because it's a township problem,
Yep.
but taking this one now moves it into the city problem, so we can call the police to have actually some enforcement of the law.
Yes, so if it's a municipal civil infraction, the mechanism for enforcement would be code enforcement or zoning enforcement. These are not zoning issues. That's why we need to update that ordinance. So
Right.
what it does is take it out of the hands of, township enforcement. So if anyone has an issue that they see, they can just call a non-emergency dispatch and it's taken care of.
And so it's not only granting anybody any power, it's allowing the
No.
private citizens to call the police to help out with what's going on in the township.
Yes,
Okay,
it's making the mechanism of enforcement more accessible to the public is what it's doing.
so it's helping all of us.
Yes.
Got it.
Very good.
The last part of that is, BCPD, we contract BCPD already. And they respond to a lot of these items also. And so the prosecuting attorney had asked us to do this to make it so that it's more proper when the police do respond. They already respond to these things. This just puts things in proper order so that they can appropriately respond. And then if it needs to go further, you know, sometimes officers show up and people, you know, stop being just want to problem solve. But
Got it.
if the prosecutor needs to do something, then they have the proper tools to do it now.
Right.
And that's why that would come set.
So like this, if this were to be approved, let's say a guy was attacked with a weed whacker, he can call the police and get some help.
Yeah.
Good. So I think it's a good thing to do here. Roll call?
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
trustee Minneke,
Yes.
clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller, no. Supervisor Kendall,
Yes.
4 yes, 1 no, motion carried.
Ready. Resolution 88-2456. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to approve the bid from the Norris Construction LLC to perform construction/remodeling of the building at 21962 Bedford Road North, Battle Creek, Michigan. Recommended the Township and Fire Department to pay equal portions of the total expense. Actually, have some blueprints up here, and Barry, would you like to actually expand on this, please?
Yeah, so
This is your good news, Captain. This is the good news for you.
the scope of the project is, so since the land bank is committed to tearing the building down, we need to, one, put the fire truck that the chief responds to in a building that we can climate control so it doesn't freeze. We also have the cemetery records house in that building as well. So there's two buildings on the property now, a green pole barn structure has been there forever. So the plan is to build a wall so that the fire bank can essentially will be on its own. Maintenance guys will have the other end of the building. The fire truck will be in its own. So there'll be steel siding on the inside, insulation, so our heat bill doesn't go out the roof. A new insulated, garage door, powered, and, an entry door. So that'll all be fire department. There'll be a concrete approach there, so the truck can come and go easier, walk up to the door, show what's, get the snow off, that sort of thing. Then there's a small room in the maintenance building that just is gonna get a little rehab, take the garage door out, secure that with a new wall, put the new windows in, power wash, paint the floor, paint the walls. It needs a ceiling and insulation, a little vestibule in there, that'll get a brief little rehab. And then a two-head mini split system for the maintenance building, so we have, heat in there. And a mini split for the fire portion in the other building. We do have a working gas furnace in the maintenance building now, but we're not planning on running the gas up there temporarily. The cost on that would be pretty expensive, not, astronomical, but we can do without gas, we can't do without electric. And then the other large portion of that bid is the electric now comes to the old fire station and then branches to the buildings. So it'll be a temporary pole set, with a new, brick box and power to both those buildings, adequate enough to run those heaters. And then temporary back to the fire station for a month or so until the land bank gets ready. So, it'll take approximately a month for construction. Then we gotta move the equipment, move the records, get that stuff set up, and then the land bank can further their work there.
And I believe they had to put the siren up on something as well.
Siren has to move, yes.
Okay, so there'd still be warnings out there.
Yeah.
And just so you know, is here's aware, out there in Bedford by Barney's Bar, that's station one. And so 13, that building's been condemned. It's been sitting there. And now the board, this township board here is making actions to take the old one down, make a new one out there. But with the help we talk about here is in that back building, we want to get the fire trucks in the area. So all the folks that live in that area out there, as far as saying from Crandall Road where I live, to out around that part of Bedford, can get a very fast response from the fire trucks. Instead of the fire trucks to, station 2 or station 3, which is, further away, we felt it was very important for the township residents to have a fast response by the firefighters. And so we're doing our best to get the trucks there and allow that better response, that better safety, that better care of, well, us. So that's why we're doing this. We're trying to keep a little temporary spot back there. It's not pretty for the firefighters, but it's just a temporary thing that will still allow for a very fast response to the locals in that area. And we can take care of it all and take care of you. So that's our job.
By having that station there, it also protects the ISO rating for the insurance.
That too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, do we have a motion for this?
Did we already motion?
Oh, we didn't motion, we talked about
Oh,
it. We did motion it. I think it. You motion
I'll motion.
it? All right, discussion? We discussed it pretty well,
I do know that we had two bids
yes,
as we were looking at it, and
we applied for 3, the third guy did not get back to us.
so looking at one of them, we've always had great service and quality with Cook Jackson, so they're both a quality team. What I liked, and not just not price driven, but the quality of work and the fact that this will support 2 families in Bedford. I see the company is from Bedford, and then also the electrician is from Bedford. So that, the good thing about that is that puts money in pockets of Bedford residents who pay Bedford taxes, and they'll have food on their table. I know It's-
Good idea.
Things are starting to change a little bit, so with that being said,
Are you referring to Norris?
yeah. So with that being said, that, I think that's a good move on our part
Mhm.
as a recommendation.
And Norris was the lesser of the two?
Norris actually came in about 15,000 cheaper. I'm sorry, 26,000 cheaper. This is a second there. 26,000 cheaper.
Just double
Um,
checking.
Yeah,
Figured we picked the cheaper one.
yes, and this would be, I think it's a great thing, so. Any more discussion?
No.
Roll call.
Trustee Minneke,
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller,
Yes.
Supervisor Penfold,
Yes,
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
5 yes, motion carried.
excellent. And the other part there, just as a last minute add-on, sorry, where the fire station is actually helping to pay for part of this whole project as well. It means that money we have, we can put more towards, I don't know, like potholes and other various things in the road or things for us as well, which is the savings for our township, and it's a good thing. So we're trying to balance everything out there, and they've been fantastic to work with, the fire station. So we go there. Next is resolution 882457. Resolved by the Board of Trustees at the Charter Township of Bedford to reappoint Terry Goding to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term of 100 years, I mean 2 years.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Is there discussion? Okay, roll call.
Trustee Minneke,
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller,
Yes.
Supervisor Penfold,
Yeah, yes, right.
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
5 yes, motion carried.
Alrighty, now it's time for public comment. Sir, red shirt.
I'm just questioning on the noise level. So,
Yeah, come on up. Microphone. It's Cherokee.
I don't think that.
Okay,
No, when you brought that up about noise and stuff, yeah, I was just wondering if somebody complaining about noise
Mhm.
and they call an officer, to come on up. I've been to those parties and officers have showed up, not a party until police show up, you know. And in most cases, the officer uses their judgment and say, hey, I don't see a problem here. Nobody's falling down drunk. And the noise don't seem to be that loud and everybody's having a good time. We're not disturbing anything. Just go about your business and just maintain your loud the noise and stuff like that. So I thought, is that a judgment call or is that gonna be more, you know, the rule, no, it's past 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I hear you down the corner, you know.
One of these two fine gentlemen here probably answer that better than I could.
Or do you want to touch on it?
Well, technically, there's a time limit on the noise ordinance, so I believe it's 10 o'clock if I'm
Oh,
correct.
11 PM.
Yeah, but it's a certain amount of feet where you can hear the noise, where it's allowed. Then after, I believe it's 20 feet or 25 feet.
25 feet after 11 PM, 50
After
feet
11,
prior
you can
to.
hear within that distance, then it's too loud. They can be cited for that.
So that's all it takes, I mean, years ago, we had block parties. And everybody in the neighborhood was invited, and we had a beer trailer with 11 kegs in it. We had a big box, everybody dropped their car keys in, a big ride. Tent set up out in the yard, everybody sleeps off there. The guys in that field and the gals in that field. And everything was civil, and everybody had a good time, danced, and just enjoyed themselves. And, yeah, the police would show up, and they say, everything seems like it's under control, just keep it down. You know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, people like to sleep. Well, they can't sleep, come on down and party. You know, is that kind of the rule of thumb, or is it just, you know, is it gonna be cut in stone, that's the way it is? It's past midnight, shut it down, go home.
Well, generally, we have to have a complaint, somebody.
They're doesn't get invited to the party, they're complaining. I mean, it's pretty good. So. What do you think?
First course of action, generally just to advise them to see if that solves the problem, because it's not just issue citing. Because it's a continuing problem where it's every weekend or something like
Oh,
that,
no.
then obviously we're gonna issue that citation.
like family reunions or 25th wedding anniversary parties and stuff. So, no, yeah, that was just my concern, my question.
Well, next time you have a party, you better invite us all here. You know, that sounds like a heck of a time.
Post them up on walls, everybody's invited. Have any complaints? All right.
Thank
Thank you, sir. For public comment, yes, ma'am. You got a long way to go to top that one.
Night, did you hear my name?
Yes, please.
Barb Jones.
Hi, Barb.
Hi. Well, there's a situation on Morgan Road almost every weekend around 11 o'clock till maybe midnight. And I have a lot, yeah, I have a big concern over somebody being killed again, like that young man, Larry Dorr.
Well, we're in the process of trying to work on that, because it's also occurring in the city. We are trying to address the organizers of that.
Yeah,
We've cited some citations on one motorcyclist and also a driver that was going through town, going through the red light and falling behind. Now, in order for us to start just chasing these motorcycles, because they generally take off,
I know they're fast.
yeah, a lot of them have their plates tucked. And instead of putting the public in danger and trying to chase them, it's trying to identify them when they're stopped. And we know where they're gathering, and we're in the process of formulating a plan to address that issue.
Oh, good.
I have a video I want like to see it right now.
Yeah, they've got, they're going 80 to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, wheelies.
Yeah.
We hear them, but in order, like, as soon as they see us, then we've had them just take off, and then
Oh,
we're
they're fast.
not going to chase them.
I just wondered if you knew,
Oh, yeah, we're very aware.
I had a call and dispatch told me that there were other reports. However, it continues.
Yeah, it's continuing, but like I said, so we can develop a plan to address it.
I
safely.
understand. It's gotta be hard. I would
Yes,
imagine.
but it's just, it can't keep up.
No, because Morgan Road is full of deer and it's gonna be a really bad accident.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Well, Sergeant, good luck. God bless you. Be safe, because Justin, come on up. Mike?
Sure. Okay. I'd just like to say a few words about freedom of speech in here. I'd just like to say I'm not gonna have my freedom of speech bullied away if there's a biker gang when I get here, like in the last meeting. And I'm not gonna have it bullied away if there's some creepy secret society like Battle Creek Masonic Lodge 12 here to try and bully, intimidate, and harass me. And I would wonder, are we gonna have this new person on our board, and is she gonna bring a force to intimidate people every time? Is that how the politics are gonna go around here now? I think I've never seen any of Battle Creek Lodge 12 here before tonight, before I spoke out against them publicly, but suddenly they appear in numbers tonight, and I'm the one out of line.
Let's adjust the board.
I am addressing the board, sir.
Okay.
And also, the gentleman before wasn't held to that kind of restriction, but that's okay. But I am addressing the board with these concerns. These are who I'm addressing is the people who are supposed to be representing us and protecting our rights and freedoms. And so I would like to remind everyone that passing any of these laws or acting like, oh yeah, that's the way it's going to go with enforcement means nothing when you have a classist police enforcement unit. Like just last month when I tried to go on the public access to St. Mary's Lake, and over a dozen Battle Creek officers were dispatched out to stop us from using public property because we were mere peasants and not part of the connected class. And real odd coincidence, we were told that that's the policy for Battle Creek, is they just do it the way that it's already been going. And they wait to find out if they're really wrong about the law. That if that's just the way it had been, that if the rich folks weren't allowing people to use the public access, that's just what they were gonna have to keep doing until they found out different. But when they came out to my house, they told me to stay off of my own dock, that they didn't care what had been happening for 17 years. I was gonna have to wait till the rich people found out for themselves. So apparently it's all whether or not you're rich or connected every time when it comes to the police force that we're contracting here for this township in negligence of duty. Because they are not a good police force. They are terrible. They are terrible at enforcement. You had a Battle Creek officer show up in a biker gang outfit here last meeting. That is ridiculous. And any of the guys in Battle Creek that are in any kind of gang have to worry about showing any kind of gang colors. They can be arrested for that kind of a thing. But somehow the Battle Creek Police Sergeant Gammons can wear his biker cut and tell the reporters out front that they're part of the outlaw biker gang. You know, I didn't know that the law enforcement motorcycle club was part of the outlaw biker gang, but that's news to me. But then again, I'm learning a lot about the Masons here too. You know, I was at your initiation when you were promised that no part of the Masons would ever violate the Bible or Christianity or anything like that. Well, these gentlemen over here have informed me that now there's going to be no problem with using a satanic Bible in place of the Holy Bible. Ask them.
Here for a microphone? Please state your name.
Good evening. My name's Scott Blanchard, and I am a Bedford resident, have been for over 20 years. I think that was the word the other speaker was looking for, was resident. I am also a member of Battle Creek Lodge 12. I'm a member of Ira Aid Back Lodge 503. I don't see the two as mutually exclusive. I have, through recent months, become more interested in the workings of my government. Some people are called to service. Other people are just tired of an echo chamber, a loudmouth with a YouTube channel. So I really thank you all for the work that you do to keep our township operating well. And you do have support out there. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Couple of tough ones to follow. No,
Oh, okay.
mine's more of a safety concern with overgrowth and vegetation around, Kevin Henderson.
Hi, Kevin.
So I live off of Steuben and Oak. And when I'm driving west on Steuben and I'm trying to pull out onto Collier, there are 3 walnut trees that are overgrown on the side of the road. You have to pull out into the northbound lane in order to see the traffic coming down the hill from Collier.
Is it the limbs coming down or?
It's the 3 walnut trees. They're in a row. So it's overgrowing the speed limit sign, so you can't see the speed limit sign going north. But you have to pull out into the south or into the northbound lane to see the southbound traffic. But there's 55 going into a 35. They're doing 70. So they don't pay attention. And even coming to this meeting, I had to pull out and creep out and almost got hit by a truck. But then also on Oak, when you're driving south to West Michigan Avenue, there's a stop sign and there's a set of 4 or 5 trees that are after the stop sign. So they're between the stop sign and the intersection. And you have to pull out again into the westbound lane in order to see the eastbound traffic. So the accidents that the fire department experienced in certain areas, we haven't had one of those areas yet, but it's only a matter of time. The vegetation is starting to overgrow in some areas. But also the Collier and Steuben Avenue is a school bus pickup for Whole Lake School District and Battle Creek City. So there are kids that added vehicle traffic at certain times for me. So, thank you.
Thank you. Cody, is that?
Oh, yeah, we can get a hold of the road department. And to that point, I also noticed on my way here tonight, the corner of the Collier and West Mission, the gas station has a bunch of trees that makes it very hard.
I noticed that the
on
other
West
day.
Mission. So I noticed that tonight, and we'll get on them about that.
Okay. If you want to leave Joyce your number,
Sure.
we'll get on this and if you want, we can get back to you. I'm sure you'll see it before we call you, but
I've got pictures, I can always share them if you want. I can send them to you.
sure, thank you. Thanks for addressing the concern. And that's what we need to know from you guys who live there and he's on it. Cody's great. He'll be on it. Well, they're closed tomorrow, but Monday, he'll be on it
I'm not
Monday.
sure if it's a county or a township thing, or if it's a resident thing.
Whoever it is, Cody will be there to address it to make sure the right people get on that.
We ask them for a lot sometimes when it comes to the road maintenance and the mowing and stuff, but like, they need to do it. It's completely unsafe. Thank you.
So I used to call them to report everything that you guys tell me, but I found out if I actually submit it online, then it's a written record and it doesn't get ignored or can't be ignored.
Naturally.
There's enough cameras.
Put it in writing.
That's right. With the time date stamp. Again, thank you. If anybody here driving around and sees any kind of problems as far as road signs obstructed or the views obstructed by vegetation, by trees, by anything, please let us know. If we don't know, we can't help. We can't.
We'll ask on.
Hmm?
We're gonna we'll ask on.
And, yeah, so. Yeah, because if we don't know about it, we can't help you, we can't keep you safe. That's part of our job, but we're here for you. So please. Public comments, anybody else? Ma'am, please come up. You got your microphone.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
I want to introduce myself. I'm Christy Davis. I'm running for
Christy.
Bedford Township Treasurer's Office. I want to know where the quarterly report is. You were given it. Is it something that we can have copied for our Bedford Township residents tonight? I think it's been 4 years.
We can probably have it put on the website. Possibly.
I also want to say that the treasurer is required by law to do a quarterly report, MCL 12996. This has not been done. December taxes was late. This July taxes went out late. And this is why I'm running, because there's no transparency and we need that. So I just wanted to introduce myself to everybody so they know who I am. And just, I wanted to ask about the report, the quarterly report. I think that everybody has waited long enough for it. So that's really all I have. Thanks.
Thank you.
No, I do have something else. Sorry, I was just thinking about it. Who is it that is in control of the campaigning signs?
Oh,
The Elections Bureau, I believe.
Okay, and is that for the election campaign signs that are not being taken down or following the campaign laws?
Call the county and they'll direct you.
Okay, because I'm seeing quite a few signs in Bedford Township that are not following the campaign law. So I feel like that needs to be addressed too. Thank you.
thank you. Public comment, anybody else? What's your new job? Or being stated or extended? Nope, all right. Moving on to the trustees' personal privilege.
I don't have a lot, short meeting, I guess I don't have a lot tonight.
Well said.
You caught me on
I jumped right. Yeah, tacos.
the, yeah.
I have nothing to say.
Not bad.
Well, thank you everyone for being here. That's all I have.
You got a good crowd tonight, that's good. Keep on coming.
Erica.
All right, the treasurer's report that's coming out has the whole term, so it's all 4 years. It's in a graph form, so you can see it happening over time, which will give you a better idea of what's going on than just a number, and then you wait a month and get a number, and there's no association, so it's 4 years worth of data. Everything's there. And then included in that is from the MCL book on who does what. So in case you guys want to ask for anything, you know the department to ask for what you want. And then make sure that I didn't miss anything out of my checkbox for all of that. So everything should be there. I like to dot the T's and cross the I's. So all 4 years.
Cross the eyes.
The second thing is that the second thing is that the water project that's going on, when they said that we scored a little lower, it's actually a lot lower. We're not even halfway there. There's like half of everybody that's got projects is above us. I mean, we're like down in the 70% mark. To me, being down so low on the water refund list, I question if we're gonna get refunded. So I think we've got $79,000 out this year on the water project, but we told these people that we wouldn't be spending township money on that. So I have a concern if we're really gonna get refunded for our water project expenditures right now, because it's every year you have to resubmit. So last year we were the first on the list. We're guaranteed to get our money back. But this year being 50 to 70% of people above us, I feel like our chances are much lower to get refunded, and we are still having expenditures coming out. So I want to know that we're not going to spend these guys' money on that project. It's just up in the air because we just got this like 3 weeks ago. And I have to see, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have concerns. Yep, that's all I got for right now. So I'll try to give you, if anything was ever missed, went back and recompiled all 4 years and put it into a way that everybody can understand it. So thank you. I do. So, for a clerk, the Olympics are like the elections. So there's all it's what we live for. It's all the training, it's all of the preparation, it's all of the rule changing, it's all of that. So the unofficial results are out. We are right now at the Board of Canvassers at the county. So with our elections, we have 8,070 voters. We have participation of 1,594 that actually voted. 19.75% of voters participated. So you're probably wondering what format people found most useful or used the most. Early voting had 75 voters. The polls at early voting were open from July 26th through August 4th, from 8 to 4, every single day, through the weekend, through the week. 75 voters from Bedford participated in that. And that's actually a great site. It's big. There's not a crowd. And let's see, AVs. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the AVs. We mailed out 1,200 and 1,291 were mailed out. 974 were returned. 75% return rate on ballots mailed out, which is 25% didn't return them. So they have them. The write-ins, so as you're looking at the numbers on the screen, the write-ins, the machines will tally a write-in, and it totals anything that's written in the bubble. That's if a bubble's filled in. So it's like there's a bubble filled in for a trustee or treasurer or a clerk, or any of the bubbles that are filled in will tally on the machine as a vote. Then at the end of the night, each of the precincts have to look at all of the write-ins, and then they tally by approved write-ins. So people that have filed their paperwork with the county or with the township as approved write-in, tally those numbers. None of those numbers are released until it comes from the Board of Canvassers, which is at the county. After the Board of Canvassers, they go to the state. So it's about a 2 to 3 week process to actually find out the official numbers. So right now, what you're seeing are unofficial numbers. That should, I don't know what to say about the early voting, 75 voters. I would think that going forward, maybe anticipating that there is a 9-day voting period, more people would take advantage of early voting. And at early voting, it's just like you do at the polls. You go in to show your ID. If you don't have it, you can sign an affidavit of non-possession of ID. You get your ballot. You go to the booth, you fill it out, you run it through the tabulator. It's just like, it's the same as voting on election day. So maybe people coming home from the grocery store or headed to the mall, Sam's Club, you can stop in and vote. That's going forward. That has a lot of time period that it fits in with everyone's schedule instead of just trying to get it on one day with the same benefit of seeing it go in the machine. That's what I have. So thanks for everyone for supporting us. Thank you. We couldn't have done it without the staff. The office staff was great as well, the backup, the help. But the election workers were paramount in making this a success. Those are long days from 6 to, we got back from the county after 2:30 in the morning. So, and we were here early, 4:30, 5 o'clock. It was a long day. So we thank all the support we've had, and make sure you get your election sign out of the yards.
Wow. For the last closing comments, this is a good night. I was talking, and this is the first meeting I think I've been to where we had this many folks. But I'm out there shaking people's hands and saying hello and having fun. Came by and gave people hugs out there, and you had another person, I was, and I feel like there's a lot of camaraderie and there's a lot of friendship right in the room. And, that was awesome. And it just, me personally, it made me feel really good tonight. So I want to thank all of you guys for being here, everyone. This was a good night, and Captain, thanks for filling in. Great job. You as well. You're awesome. So appreciate you guys being here. I know it's hard to have to work, but you guys did an awesome job. Thanks for everyone who's, the board and everything we do together and the work y'all putting in. I just thank you, everyone. And you guys too for actually showing up here, bringing information, asking questions, being involved. Thank you all. This is our township and it's what you guys make it. So thank you. Always love seeing you here. I do. You got a great smile. So love seeing you. So, that really is it. I guess we're gonna call an end of the meeting here. Wow, only an hour or less? Jeez, record time. Look at that. We'll call it here at 7:55. And that's it.